What you would typically see Scrum Masters doing is the Scrum Masters will take it upon themselves to create a definition of ready and then just present it to the team and say, okay, this is yours for your use. And that is where the biggest problem comes from. Hi everyone, this is Karen Fomafung, your Agile Evangelist, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about who is responsible for creating a definition of ready. So the reason why we're discussing this topic today is because lately, having the opportunity to mentor so many Agile coaches and Scrum Masters, this has been popping up a whole lot. And where the problem is team members don't pay attention with making sure that the story meets the definition of ready before going into the sprint. So it becomes challenging. And in the course of an ongoing sprint, they would find that they will start having issues. They're carrying over work items because the item was too big. The items that they are working on doesn't have a good acceptance criteria, and then they are stuck in the middle of the sprint. They start going back and forth, and at the end of the day, they lose focus and they are not able to achieve the sprint goal. So those are just typical examples of some of the challenges that have been shared with me. And in the process of me drilling down to the root cause of the issue, I realized that it all stemming from the definition of ready, what is going on around your definition of ready and its implementation. So I realized as well that part of the problem is Scrum Masters, they are struggling with going about creating the definition of ready and establishing the definition of ready for it to be effective and really helping reflecting its purpose. So by the end of this video, you will learn about who should be creating the definition of ready and why it is so. So please stay tuned and watch till the end. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. Thank you for joining our family. Please subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you will never miss out on any of our content. Also, please share so that others can join us here and learn, Agile and what we do. And if you have any contribution to make, as usual, please, the comment section is the safest. Please drop your comment there so that we all can continuously learn and thrive together without any judgment at all. Now, let's go straight into the point. So, who is accountable in establishing or writing or creating a definition of ready? In my humble opinion, the way I have done it that has been effective is the entire team is accountable in or creating a definition of ready. What you would typically see Scrum Masters doing is the Scrum Masters will take it upon themselves to create a definition of ready and then just present it to the team and say, okay, this is yours for your use. And that is where the biggest problem comes from. You know that in an agile space, at the end of the day, what we are really trying to do is we are looking to empower our teams to be self-managing and self-organizing. That is actually your role as a Scrum Master. You are not supposed to be feeding your Scrum Masters or spoon feeding them as their mommy or their daddy or whatever that is. If you reference the Scrum Guide, it is clearly stated that one of your accountabilities to the team is to empower them to become self-managing and self-organizing. Definition of ready is a part of that. So you creating a definition of ready and handing it over to the team, that's usually one of the reasons why they really don't take it upon themselves, or they are not committed to ensuring that they put it to use, because it's not theirs. It is yours. The Scrum Master, it is not theirs. You see, that is why you struggle with establishing the implementation. Now, which is why as a Scrum Master, all what I would do is, what I've done in the past actually is, when I join a team and then I realize that they don't have a definition of ready, or even if they have one, and then I go through it, If I see that it's not good enough, in my opinion, based on what I've observed, based on how they're working, based on their challenges that I've identified, and I'm thinking the definition of ready may help them, what I would typically do is I will raise this issue to the team. I will escalate it to the team that this is an opportunity to improve, and this is the purpose of a definition of ready. I want to make sure that they understand the purpose of the definition of ready, and then through conversation, I am ensuring that as a team, we come together and create a definition of ready. So I'm really throwing that ball at the team, you see. However, I'm not just throwing it at them and then just go my way. No. As I throw it at them, I will stand by to ensure that if they need my guidance, I will step in and guide them so that they're establishing a valuable definition of ready for themselves. You see, so a typical opportunity where I would do that is I may raise a concern during a retrospective, and then through conversation, one of the action items that I'm focusing to ensure that we come up with, that is, if I see that this definition of ready is one of their biggest issues, I want to really expose that issues to come to light, to make sure they also understand and we are in synchronization on, okay, this is the issue, so that at the end of the day, I'm focused on ensuring that that should be part of our action items in our ongoing, as the sprint is ongoing. And then we can even pull that in our sprint backlog as one of the things that we'll be discussing on. And then based on our agreement, the next step would be I can schedule a session for us to define that definition of ready. Right there and then the teams may also agree that, okay, we can prioritize this retrospective session or the next retrospective session to define our definition of ready. You see, so that is part of the things that I've done. And then as we're doing that, I'm just going to stand by, and if they need my guidance, because sometimes, especially if you've never done something, you may not know how to go about it. And again, based on my experience, I've realized that team members tend to be not, for some reason, not everyone always feels psychologically safe to put their hands up and say, I don't know how to do something. So that is why, again, I leave an open door policy and I stand by. And if they need my guidance, I just jump in and guide them on how to come up with one. The typical ways that I've helped guide my teams to come up with a good definition of ready is, if they ask me, okay, you are the expert here, the expert of Scrum, so we've never done this before, how do we go about it? Now, I can now jump in and then come up with samples, and then I can use that invest criteria. If you missed my previous video, watch the video of the last video that I made. You have an understanding on what invest criteria is. So I will use that invest criteria as an example and help them understand why it can be useful if they are using that as their base definition of ready. And then in addition to other things, other things around functional requirements, non-functional requirements, all those kind of things, acceptance criteria, and things like that, you see. So I will explain it to them, and then I can come up with typical samples on what the definition of ready is. And then I'm not using this sample to give them that, okay, this is your definition of ready. No. This sample, again, I'll explain to them that it only serves as your guide. However, if you see points there that you think may apply to you as a team, feel free to use them. That is it. And then they come up with their own. So I'm only there to facilitate the session. I really put it at their hand, making sure that their fingerprint is on that definition already, not just my fingerprints. So if you've never read this book, again, this is not a paid advert or anything. 7 Rules of Positive Productive Change by Esther Debbie. I would also add the link to the book on the description box there. Esther Debbie said that if you want people to be accountable, to have the sense of ownership, you want to ensure that their fingerprints is on whatever they are doing. Let their fingerprints be on it. So that is where I drew that inspiration or the concept to apply to the teams that I've helped in the past, and it has proven magic. Otherwise, you'll find yourself always struggling. You can even be so frustrated and tempted to want to force or mandate these people to do these things. And remember, these are grown-ups. You cannot force them. You cannot force them. If you want to force them, they will end up hating you. And once these people hate you, your job will become a living hell. Trust me. So you don't want that at all. So that's going to be it for today. I hope this video was helpful. Right before I forget, our next Scrum Master training is coming up. Stop procrastinating on your dreams. Just take actions. That's the only way you can truly see results. And getting into the Agile career path will be one of the best decisions you ever make for yourself. That's one of the best decisions I ever made for myself. And I don't want to be in this alone. I just don't want to. So contact us today and we'll be more than glad to show you how to go about it and succeed in landing that dream fulfilling job, you see. And if you're already in the job market, you're already trained and you're in the job market, we can also help you land that first job. We can break that barrier between only having a certification and landing that job. So please contact us or visit our website and learn more about our programs and enroll today. We have a fantastic community that will support you throughout the program. If you are already working as a professional and you're struggling with your role, adding value, you don't want to lose your job, that is the most frustrating thing. You finally land that job and then you're not able to keep it. We can help you. We've helped so many people achieve this, you see. So please reach out to us today. I will be more than happy to help you, achieve this dream of yours. Thank you so much and hope to talk to you another time. Bye.